Hi, no? Good evening. This is Attorney Elmer Lucero. Okay, comment lang tayo dito sa press conference ng Rappler, no, after yung Court of Appeals, no, voided the decision of the SEC, no, shutting down the operation of Rappler. Okay? So may mga napansin lang ako dito sa press conference ng Rappler. Okay? So let's begin.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to Rappler Newsroom. Today, the Court of Appeals has voided the 2018 shutdown order of the Securities and Exchange Commission. That's after 8 years of long battle of Rappler and its legal counsels. Today, we have our CEO and Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Ressa and our lead counsel, Attorney Francis Lim. So before we entertain questions from our friends in the media, Maria and Attorney...
No, bakit kailangan pang Nobel Peace Prize laureate? Okay na. Miss Maria Ressa, okay na eh. Ba't kailangan? And then, si Attorney Francis Lim Class, no, is a senior partner at ACRA. No? At one time, no, kung di nyo pa alam, no, at one time, naging under niya ako sa National Competitiveness Council, no, sa Judiciary Committee ng National Competitiveness Council. I was the secretariat of the committee and he was my chairman, no, of that committee. Okay, so let's proceed.
Lee will give their statements first. Maria, go ahead.
Sure. So first of all, welcome, thank you. Ay, ito pala. Sorry. Thank you for coming here, and to the guys in the Zoom. Here's our statement, and this speaks for all of Rappler. Rappler welcomes the Court of Appeals ruling that eliminates a long-standing threat to its corporate existence on account of a flawed ruling by the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, led then by Teresita Arbosa. When the rule of law prevails, justice is served. It's a vindication after a torturous 8 years of harassment. 8 years. The CA was unequivocal in its rejection of the SEC's 2018 shutdown order, declaring it illegal, that's its quote, and a grave abuse of discretion. We have always asserted that the SEC and bank violated the law and its own procedures when it handed down this harsh verdict against Rappler. That was on January 11th, 2018. That followed a short probe into allegations that the Philippine depository receipts that Rappler issued to Amidyar violated the constitutional ban on foreign control of a media company. We are a Filipino company. We are independent. And it brings us relief and joy that the CA is standing with us and with journalism. This inspires us to do more, to do better. It's a fact that the Duterte government used the SEC order to unleash its power to further harass us, our employees, our stakeholders, and our communities. Banks here in the Philippines refused to do business with us. Clients shied away from advertising with us. Government officials and agencies shut their doors on us. We were forced to close our Jakarta bureau, stop our expansion plans. Rappler couldn't even open a bank account outside the Philippines. Imagine. So it was like running the race with like one leg. We look forward to the speedy dismissal of our remaining 2 cases, the cyber libel case at the Supreme Court and the anti-dummy case at a Pasig court. Without the support of freedom-loving Filipinos and people from all over the world, we wouldn't have survived. Without the support of lawyers who stood up for us, right? We are so grateful for you. That is the biggest lesson we learned during these last 8 years. This court decision, the latest in a string of court victories for Rappler, is a much-needed reminder that the mission of journalism can thrive, even in the line of fire, to speak truth to power, to hold the line, to build a better world. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Attorney Francis.
Yan ang gusto kong marinig, hindi si Maria Ressa. Okay? So, tuloy natin.
Well, I had been looking at things very objectively from day one. And I was, as I was telling Maria, Glenda, and the rest of the team, I had no doubt that one day, this day will come. And it has come today. Okay, we want to thank the Court of Appeals for a well-reasoned decision, very objective, and a decision that has tremendous impact on the ability of our corporates to raise capital and to stay in business, but more importantly, on the impact of the decision on press freedom and our democracy in general. So that's my opening statement.
Thank you, Attorney Francis. Thank you, Maria. Now we're opening the floor for questions from our friends in the media. Who wants to go first?
I'm Barnaby from Al Jazeera. So, of course, you both have spoken about how this is important for press freedom in the Philippines. But in the decision itself, the Court of Appeals also underscores the importance of press freedom and how even if I understood it right, even if Rappler had violated foreign ownership rules, the punishment should not have been tantamount to the dissolution of Rappler, if I understood the decision right. How do you feel about that? That in the decision that's there.
I read the decision, and the Court of Appeal said that there was no violation at all by Rappler by issuing the PDRs, or the Philippine Depository Receipts. In fact, the Court of Appeals made a distinction between shares, which grants ownership on the shareholder, and the PDR, which is a derivative of a share of stock. So that's my reading as a lawyer. In fact, the Court of Appeals has cited earlier.
Clarify ko lang, no? So, ang issue kasi, no, yung pagbebenta ba ng PDR is also synonymous sa pagbebenta ng share, no? Kasi pag ikaw ay shareholder, you have a stake or ownership on the company, no? Kapag shareholder ka. The issue here, no, yung PDRs ay not synonymous to ownership of the company, nor not synonymous to a share, no, or hindi siya parehas sa share. Kaya yung technicality na yun, no, yun yung doon nagdelve ang Court of Appeals, no, na walang foreign ownership because what was sold, no, or what was bought by foreign entities, no, like Omidyar, ay from Rappler ay yung ano lang, no, yung depository receipts or PDRs. Okay, so let's continue.
The Court of Tax Appeals decision distinguishing between a share of stock, which is the evidence of ownership, between a depository receipt, which is just a derivative of a share of stock. In the Court of Appeals decision, the Court of Appeals said that PDR does not grant ownership over the company, in this particular case, Rappler. No? So, and because the attributes of ownership lies in the share of stock, not in the PDR that was issued by Rappler Holdings.
The mere mention of press freedom in the decision.
I actually think what was interesting, if you read the whole case, right, the whole decision, is it's overwhelming. It is an overwhelming decision, essentially saying that the SEC en banc, that those decisions were not just unconstitutional, but tried to overturn the CA's own decision. And I love this one. I'll read this to you because when we were reading it, I was like, oh my God. It's also really well written. You might wanna go through it. I love this one. Like a bull seeing red, the SEC en banc plowed through law and jurisprudence to reach its mark, the death of Rappler. The SEC en banc violated the hierarchy of courts and ignored procedure. These actions have no place in a democratic state. Rule of law, right? It returns. These were all the things that we had said in 2017 and 2018. Francis always, Siyempre, I was much more like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, right? But it also was, if you look through the way Francis had pointed this out, that this decision also references the Court of Tax Appeals, the 4 tax evasion charges that are there, and uses the definition of PDR. So if you look at it now, right, we had 5 tax evasion charges, all dismissed. We had this that shut us down, that
Pero napansin ko lang, no, bakit ginamit nila yung decision ng Court of Tax Appeal? Maybe yung decision ng Court of Tax Appeals with regards to the definition of APDR might have some weight. Pero wala bang Supreme Court decisions defining what is a PDR or a Philippine Depositary Receipt? No? Kasi under the law or under the civil code, ang decision lamang ng Korte Suprema, ay the decision of the Supreme Court only the decision of the Supreme Court forms part of the law of the land. Pero yung ginamit nilang decision dito in defining PDRs ay from the Court of Appeals, very sa observation ko lang, pero siguro walang weight yung decision ng, or may weight yung decision ng Court of Appeals ay nung Court of Tax Appeals, pero wala bang decision ang Supreme Court with regards sa definition, proper or legal definition or jurisprudential definition of PDRs. Yun lang na may nakita ko. Sige, tuloy tayo.
Prevented us from effectively working. Isn't that forum shopping? I still ask for this. I still ask this now. But I think the best part right now is that I try to get rid of anger and the 8 years of harassment and say, yay, we move forward.
Hold the line, so to speak.
Hold the line.
Hold the line, so to speak.
Hi, Attorney Francis. Mikael of Reuters. So in terms of ways forward, what are the remedies that's still available for SEC and how are you?
So, yung tinatanong naman dito ng reporter, na nagtatanong kay Attorney Francis Lim, what are the remedies available? Siguro yung remedies available to the government or to the SEC. Ang SEC natin, since it is a government office, government offices or entities, o basta the government as a whole, is being represented by the Solicitor General. So the Solicitor General, as the legal counsel of the government, has the option to file an appeal to the decision of the Court of Appeals. Saan siya magpa-file? Pwede siya mag-file ng motion for reconsideration, or appeal the decision to the Supreme Court. Those are the 2 options. Pero tingnan natin kung ano sasabihin ni Attorney Francis Lim. Okay.
You going to take on,
Well, I won't be surprised if the SEC will take this all the way to the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter of our cases. But I don't want to preempt the Supreme Court, but as a lawyer, again, looking at it objectively, I don't see any reason why the Supreme Court will reverse it. I'm just talking as a lawyer, very objective, for that matter. So there's a remedy available to the SEC and the Solicitor General Office if they want to exercise that prerogative. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed that things would stop here.
Ayan, So, kinakabahan pa, yung Sir Rappler, particular din sa sinabi ni Attorney Francis Lim, na mayroon pa namang option, si SEC through the Solicitor General, to file a motion for reconsideration, hindi lang nabanggit yan, and appeal, the decision to the Supreme Court. no? Pero inaasahan niya na hindi na sana ituloy. Nagdadasal na hindi na sana ituloy. Kumbaga mas stop na, no, after 15 days kasi pwede maging final, no, and executory yung decision, no, from the time na na-promulgate yung decision, mayroong 15 days within which to file a motion for reconsideration or appeal, no, the decision to the Supreme Court. Ang motion for reconsideration pwede yan i-file, no, on the same court, no, the same Court of Appeals, no, division na naglabas ng decision. Or pwedeng mag-file ng appeal, no, all the way to the Supreme Court, no. Ang ating kasing Supreme Court ang the court of last resort, no. So after the Supreme Court wala na siyang pupuntahan. So sana, no, ako cross finger ako na i-file, no, mag-appeal yung ating government para mas as a lawyer, no, mas maganda siguro na si Supreme Court na mismo yung magsabi kung ano ang PDRs, no, or para maging part na siya, no, ng legal system, no, ng Pilipinas, no, kasi Supreme Court, that would be good, no, for lawyers, no, and law students, no, like me, no, na ma-enhance or magkaroon ng final decision, no, talaga yung kaso ng Rappler, no. So it will enhance, no, the legal system of the Philippines, no. So it will be a landmark case, no, kung makakaabot sana ng Supreme Court, no, para it will be formed, no, kasi yung decision ng Supreme Court as mentioned, no, forms part of the law of the land, no. Okay, proceed.
8 years.
Maria, what's your outlook on the remaining cases, especially the one in the Supreme Court, because it has a prison term that's part of the case.
Yeah. No, thank you for asking. There are two left. One is the anti-discrimination, the anti-dummy law, a violation of the anti-dummy law. That is against the board of directors of Rappler, right? So imagine we had the former president of IBM. We have a woman who created the Chinese International School. We had our board was actually the best of the entrepreneurs that we could find. Now they face those charges, and like me, every time they have to leave the country, they have to ask for approval from the courts. That's one. The second one, so the anti-dummy law is connected to these cases, right? The violation of the anti-dummy law. If there is no foreign ownership and no foreign control, so hopefully we see a speedy resolution. The second one, which is the one that's worse, because if we lose this case, I could go directly to jail. That is the Supreme Court en banc. We have the cyber libel case. That cyber libel case, you guys are familiar with this. It is, I will say the same thing. We see, I hope the world turns right side up. Let me give the courts the respect we have given them through the last 8 years, the faith we have had, and continue, right? Because I think what was clear through all of this is that there are good people in our judiciary. There are good people in government, and we have banked on that. Like literally, we had to have faith, and slowly, it's coming through.
So, isa pa yan sa napansin ko, no? There are good people in the judiciary. There are good people in government, no? So, paano kung natalo? Di mga demonyo na yung nasa government, nasa judiciary kung natalo ka, no? So, it is one way, no, to say, no, parang kung pabor lang sa yung decision, sasabihin mo na mabubuti yung tao sa government kung pabor lang sa iyo or pabor lang sa Rappler yung decision, which is, I think, no, unfortunate kasi hindi naman magbibigay yung decision ng ang korte, no? May presumption of regularity naman tayo, no? So hindi naman one-sided lang na kapag favorable lang sa yung decision ng korte, isasabihin mo ng there are good people in the judiciary, there are good people in government. Pero kung natalo ka, Mga demonyo na yung nasa judiciary, mga demonyo na yung nasa government. No, so I don't think that is a fair assessment, no, to our judiciary or to our government if that is the thinking, no, na kapag talo o kapag panalo, favorable, good na yung mga tao sa government or sa judiciary. Okay, proceed.
I was talking. I'm not emotional. So last night I was with one of our shareholders, one of our directors who also faced the case, and we were talking to people, and I was saying that the lesson that this taught me is that it's the people who, even though they're afraid, stand up and do things that could get them in trouble. And I talked about this woman who, in one of the, at one point I had 11 criminal charges, and I had to go file bail. If I didn't post bail that day, someone tipped me, said if I didn't post bail, there was a 4-day holiday after that. And by the time I got down to the basement to try to post bail, it was after courts had closed. It was after 5. And at that point, I couldn't go to any friend. I can't stay at a friend's house. I can't stay at my house. It was during COVID. And I talked to the woman there and asked her, please allow me to file bail. She went to get her boss, and she looked at me and said, I know who you are. And I just thought that I would have to figure out where to stay. And she opened the cash register and allowed me to post bail. Super simple. But those are the things that kept us going.
Lastly, on my end, Maria, are there lessons learned, if any, about having airtight processes and making sure that everything is in order, particularly on small legal clauses that could be weaponized against you by a vindictive government?
Well, I've told Maria that just continue doing your job as a journalist. Leave everything else to us. And that's what happened. Okay? For as long as you do your CW complete staff work, tell the truth, no? Get the truth as much as possible, and just do your job, no? And at the end of the day, we will prevail. And this is the day.
The lesson I learned is it doesn't matter if you follow the law, if the people who implement the law decide to weaponize it. It doesn't matter if you follow every single clause if rule of law does not exist. Right? So and the crazy thing is, I've said this often, the Philippines was in hell. Now we're in purgatory. Our cases are going away. We have civil society.
Isa pa yan, no? As if naman yung kaso niya is a representation, no, of the justice system in the Philippines, no? Pag maganda yung kinalabasan, ibig sabihin maganda yung justice system ng Pilipinas. Hindi naman siya gauge, no? Yung kaso mo, Maria Ressa, hindi yan gauge kung gaano ka vibrant or kaganda ang justice system dito sa Pilipinas, kung gaano siya ka-fair, kung gaano siya ka-fair, no? Hindi yung kaso mo yung gauge, no? Don't put your case as if it is a holy case, no, na that will serve as a yardstick, no, or a standard, no? Kapag natalo ka, again, no, kapag maganda yung kinalabasan ng kaso mo, vibrant yung democracy, vibrant yung justice system ng Pilipinas. That is very very parang saintly yung mga kung ano-ano mga pinagsasabi ni Maria Ressa, no. Ay nako. Okay, so proceed.
Gaining more, there are no more new cases, but it looks like the rest of the world is now going to hell, right? You have the rise of the far right. You have many of the same things that we've had to grapple with in the Philippines, the weaponization of social media. How does this all connect? Let me bring you to a country like Georgia, right? Georgia, which is in 16 weeks, they passed a Russian-style foreign agents law, very similar to what this case is, right? And what they did is 10% of the people protested against it. The president vetoed it, and yet it passed. So it will come into law September 3rd, and they have parliamentary elections October 26th. Why do I bring Filipinos to Georgia? Because we live in one world, and the fall of democracy is very simple. If you are silent when rule of law is being bent, you consent to the loss of your rights. Don't be silent, right? It was a tough time for us during the time period, but, you know, to your question, could we have done anything better? We could.
Siguro may mga kaso ka no? We have a justice system, no? And the cases, no? Wala naman tayo dito sa Pilipinas na king, no? Na nasa isang tao, concentrated lang sa isang tao yung paggawa ng batas. Bueno, hindi naman nag-a-apply dito sa Pilipinas yan, no? Or in some other countries maybe, but here in the Philippines, no? As a lawyer, I can categorically say na hindi nagko-concentrate sa isang tao ang paggawa ng batas, pag-execute ng batas, and pagde-decide kung mali yung nagawa mo, no? Kaya we have 3 branches of government here, no? So hindi, kung ano man yung ano ni Maria Ressa, no, akala mo na as if, no, nasa isang tao lang yung power, and yung pagpapile ng kaso laban sa iyo dinaan naman sa tamang proseso, no? Nag-file ng kaso ng cyber libel against you, no? You can hire a lawyer, no? You hired a lawyer to defend you, no? Dumaan sa korte, so may due process. So ano yung sinasabi mong na we are parang in the verge of destruction, no? Our democracy is in the verge of destruction. No, very unfair naman na ikaw yung nagsasabi ng ganyan, and then at the same time meron kang lawyer na katabi, diba? Sige, tuloy tayo.
Could have changed 10 million different things, but there would have still been another reason to file something against us. 11 criminal charges is no. I'd still have to ask for permission to travel. You can lose your rights like this, and I hope that what we've learned out of it is Rappler has learned. We hold the line. You have held the line with us. The Filipinos have stood up. And I hope that what we've learned is how precious and how fragile democracy is.
Thank you, Mikael. Next, we have more questions from Victoria Tulad of ABS-CBN.
Do you know how fragile democracy is? Oh my God, no? Anong kinalaman ng democracy sa kaso mo, no? Kung matalo ka, wala nang democracy. Ay nako.
Good afternoon po. Congratulations. Now that the threat to your corporate existence has been eliminated, what are Rappler's plans po? You mentioned there was supposed to be an before, but it was cut short. So what are your...
There is insidious manipulation that by design, solutions to...
Okay?
Thank you, Vic.
Lawyer, no? Very objective, no, for that matter. So there's a remedy. Be surprised if the SEC will take this all the way to the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter of our cases. But I don't want to preempt the Supreme Court, but as a lawyer, again,
Maria, what's
is the Supreme Court en banc? We have the cyber libel case. That cyber libel case, you guys are familiar with this. It is, I will say the same thing. We see, I hope the world turns right side up. Let me give the courts the respect we have given them through the last 8 years, the faith we have had, and continue, right? Because I think what was clear through all of this is that there are good people in our judiciary. There are good people in government, and we have banked on that. Like literally, we had to have faith. And slowly, it's coming through.
democracy is
I was talking.
dead.
I'm not emotional.
Or alive.
So last night I was with one of our shareholders, one of our directors who also faced the case, and we were talking to people, and I was saying that the lesson that this taught me is that it's the people who, even though they're afraid, stand up and do things that could get them in trouble. And I talked about this woman who